or over here, this is my scanners. I get a lot of people sending emails and asking questions about my office and the different equipment I use and how I got it set up. A lot of people are starting off new, or a lot of people have been doing it for a while and they're looking for a change. I constantly change up my office. I recorded a video over a year or so ago and I haven't updated one in a while. So I got this little clip here of me walking around the office showing you different things that I use. And if you see anything that you think you're interested in, look in the video description first. There might be a link to that item or that equipment or stuff like that. If not, send me a message and I'll send you a link to it or put it in the comments on there. I try to put everything I can into the video description, but I don't want to load it up with everything. But we'll just do it. Walk around the office, show you what I got, how I do it. Might not be the best way, but it works for me. So let's go. Okay, so I'm just going to start from the right and work my way around the office just to show you what I got in here and how I use my equipment and how I got it set up. So first of all, this is my office. You walk in the door like normal, and this door is a special door. This door opens up, it's in half, it's special made, it's got a little shelf on it, and it's called a Dutch door, I think. What I like about it is I can open it up, leave that open, and shut the bottom and lock it, and my grandkids can't get in, because you don't want anybody messing with the inventory over here. Now, my friend that always helps me is Sal. He's a ringneck parrot. We think he's between 35 and 37 years old. He got a nice little color to him this year. He'll start molting here pretty soon, but he's been with us for that many years. So he comes down every morning. He has another cage upstairs where he goes to sleep at night, or if we're upstairs. And then I'll move the cage out into the other room there at night when we're watching TV. So he always likes to be around us and stuff. He eats pizza, ice cream, pop. He likes all that stuff. Whatever I'm eating, he wants a piece. So that's Sal. But he sits in here. So now over here is where I keep all the listed inventory. Everything in the white boxes is listed inventory. And you've seen this before, but like with all the ships I have, if I have multiples of a card, like this one here, I have a lot of one card, I use the dividers instead of sleeving them. But if I have, let me find one here. If I have individual cards I listed, they each get a sleeve and a number on them. So when I sell a card, this SKU number and custom label has that number, and they're all in order. So this is 41644, 4546. So I know where they are on there. Now these shelves are put together with 3 different brackets. These brackets are rated for 100 pounds a piece. And this is a wood board. It's like a press board with a veneer on it, and it's 12 inches wide, 4 feet long. And we space, my wife puts them up, that's why they're nice and straight. Each shelf can hold 4 or 7 boxes, and each one of those white boxes is about 10 pounds. So there's 70 pounds sitting on a shelf. I didn't want it to bow and stuff, so we bought those brackets, and they're all the same. And these boxes are just a little bit longer than I wanted, but I started with them, and that's what I keep. Now, we just started with this over here. And then I took the shelf down and moved tables out and put that up. And just lately, my wife put 2 more shelves up at the top. So we're pretty well maxed. I can't really do anything over here because of this vent type thing on here. But the box number 1 up in the corner there, that's box number 1. That's my oldest card. Box 100 is my newest card. And these are all spare. I fill up a box about once a month, a box and a half, which can be about 1,000 or so cards. So I have a lot of room to grow in here. Every box has a number on it. This number really doesn't mean anything, except when I pull down 3 boxes, I know where they go, and with my tracking. And then you see some cards that are standing up. Like these are Disney tickets, they just don't fit in the box. Or I might have a problem with one, and I'll just stand it up and I'll get to it. Now this card here is special. I used to have a red one, but it wore out. I move this card around. Like this box here, I just got done. I'll take 10, 12 cards out of it and randomly check to make sure they're okay. And then maybe I'll move it over here next time or here on there. So I know, I just randomly do an inventory check every so often. But that's about over 100,000 cards. It's about 42,000, a little over 41,000, close to 42,000 listings with a quantity of about 100,000. Now down here on the bottom, that's that Nashville haul. If you've seen that video that I just purchased, I usually don't try to put things on the ground, but I just don't have room for it right now. And those boxes are pretty sturdy, and it's pretty. There's no water dry down here. If the fish tanks went, it's made to go toward the sump pump. Over here, that's a box of standard sleeves. There's 10,000 in that box. I usually have 2 or 3 of those boxes here, and I sell those online as well. These little trays here I use as a catch-all on different things. They're great. They're little like can trays, beer trays. Right now it's got some Valentine's or miscellaneous, and I'll pull that box out every so often. Down here is where I keep my 8x10 movie photos. That's a 10.8.6 box from eBay. Fit perfectly. These are spare boxes here. These are navel covers. They don't fit in these boxes. So covers listed, 1, 2, and 3 is how many navel covers I got. And then these are actual ink blotters. And they go in this box. I don't have a lot of those. But that's basically, so when I sell a card, and I pretty well know where the numbers start and end. People say, well, you should write the numbers on the box. I move them. So when these boxes get real loose, I just ended up tightening them up. I move everything to the left toward number 1, and then I free up boxes on the end. Like I'm working on this box right now, and I put a little weight in the back. This thing is great for a weight because they do get tip heavy a little bit when you first start putting cards in them. But that's basically, I'm 5 steps away from all my inventory. Then we get over to this little thing. This is a laser printer. I purchased that this year. The ink for that inkjet printer down there, these things, is expensive. This Pixma ink and stuff, and it doesn't hold as much, and I always want a laser printer, so I bought one. Now I got the high capacity. This is a Brother laser printer, color. What's neat about it, all the little, if I wanted to change yellow, I just bring yellow out. If I wanted to change to cayenne, which I just did yesterday, I bring that out. Just like that. Everything is black, cayenne, magenta, yellow. Very simple to do. And you just close it, and it'll do its thing. It'll hold 250 sheets of paper in this thing too, on there. So it worked out well. I didn't want to put it over on the side here, so I moved my printer station right over here. This one does a lot of really well colored inkjet, and then this is a laser. This will save me a lot of money in the long run. Over also on this table, these are the boat prints. These are prints of boats that the club actually printed out, and I have the original negatives on the physical negatives, and I also have them on a big drive that they gave me. But all these are the prints. These sell very well, and they go all the way over there. I'm starting to replace the red boxes with the ones from Daniel because these are better quality. These I have to tape up. They rip. They're just older. So I'm replacing them as I go. So I've got one box pretty well done, these 2 boxes. But it's not a priority, so I get to them. But each one's listed with a number for tracking. But I really care about is the number on the sleeve. So if I sell 45609, that's where it is. But that's where it is. Over here is just a TV to watch, YouTube or whatever. Always recommend if you're doing a lot of stuff in your office with dust and stuff. This little Medify Air thing has reduced the dust 80-90% in my office. It's great. That box of cards there is already sold. I do sell off of eBay as well. That lot of cards have already sold. Over here, that's my video station or my photo station. It's just 2 foam boards, kind of like taped to the wall in there. It's where also I did the Whatnot auctions. Up there is where I keep, this is the camera I use right here. This is all the stuff I need to ship a postcard if I need it out of the way. The lens savers, people ask me what to use for cleaning the scanner. I use what I use for my eyeglasses. I just buy some sight savers. Then I keep miscellaneous things. I got my multimeter here that I use for anything electrical, miscellaneous, some tape. This here is just where all my receipts go. So I do my paperwork. I keep track daily and monthly, but I only put all the paperwork together 4 times a year. I do it first quarter, second quarter. I don't have that much, so it doesn't take long. Down here's miscellaneous stuff. Here's miscellaneous stuff I put in boxes. I had to scale forever, stuff like that. Up here is a place, that's our main electrical box, and then some other stuff comes in. There's an alarm system in there. But that's where our cable comes in, and this is my whole house internet. That's our modem. This is an unmanaged hub. Everything in my office is wired to this hub, which is wired to there, and which is wired directly there. I have gig service for internet here, and it goes through there. So everything is on that shelf, easily accessible, and I own the router and stuff like that. Down here I have 2 battery backups, so when we have bumps in power or whatever, the computer won't stop. Data cables are always all over the place. This is my little battery charging station for the GoPro, for the lights I use for videos, the Canon camera. All the charging's done back here from the USB. These little boxes are pretty cool. This is where you can put all your adapters to get them out of the way. It just sits right there. The back of the computer and stuff. This is where actually the camera goes. So if you look at me, that's where the camera goes when I do videos. On there. So everything is on an arm. I'll show you this desk here in a second. Little speakers. Now, when I do videos, I'm usually standing over here. And this light here is what I use, what they call like a key light. All I do is lower the desk a little bit, and I raise the light up and down to turn it on. I have another light over there on my magnifying glass I bring up to light it from that side. This is my webcam when I'm on live shows or whatever. That's my microphone right there. It just slides out of the way. This is a Elgato face cam, and then the camera I use videos on sits right there. But these are my 2 computer screens. On my desk, I have my return address stamp, Popeye's famous little loop thing to check RPPCs. These are cards that I need to list. They're not filler cards. They need to be researched mostly. This is the special folder. These are weird ones that are more than stuff. And examples is like leather cards I find in lots and stuff. This is the stamp I use on the back of envelopes. These are filler cards, and I'll show you the box of those. These are one that minimal research, just put them up. So these are quick hitters. When I sell cards, these are clean sleeves. But the desk I use is called the Veridesk. I'm not associated with them or getting money for this, but I had spine surgery a couple of years ago, and I can't sit in a chair. It just doesn't bend anymore, my neck and stuff. So during the recovery, I got the most durable one I found was this Veridesk, and it goes all the way down, or it goes up about here, and it's perfect. I just stand here and work, so I have room to do everything. So it's a Veridesk. Now down here is I have a Rollo. I use the fan fold, so I have the room. With a Rollo, you need desk space because you got to put the labels behind it. The Zebra or the Dymo has it inside, so it depends on your real estate on your desk. And then I have another Dymo down here for addresses if I want to use a label and a stamp. Up here is where I print out the little stickers, the little labels for my SKUs. So I don't write them out. I'll say I'm going to list 100 cards. Dymo has a little number thing where you can put the first number in, tell it to print out 8, and it automatically runs 100 labels for me, so I don't mess that up, which I have done in the past. Over here, I have a magnifying glass since I'm blind. It has a light on it. Nice little thing to help out. Some international envelopes. This PC here is an older one. The battery doesn't really hold that much, but it is touch screen, and that's my store with my buyer's account. And it actually, when I list cards, I can look and see if I flip them upside down or what it looks like. So this is up all the time. When I want to buy something, I go here. Back here, some sleeves I use, some other boat stuff I'm working on. If you haven't got your free copy of the sell-through rates, go to find SMPostcards Ko-Fi. I have it in the link in the description, and you can get a free copy of sell-through rates. I also keep up here this helps you date cards with stamp boxes and the eras. That's in the Ko-Fi as well. These are envelopes that I use to ship. Best envelope, 6.5 by 4.5 AquaSwift. I put about a bunch of them here all the time. When it gets down, I load it back up. These are little soap trays or phone trays for bathrooms called Wonder Shelves. I think I got a link in the description. Down here are the cards that I'm listing. 1, 2, 3. There's about 2,400, 2,500 cards already scanned, and I work from left to right. And these are the cards that take a little bit more research. They're not filler cards. These are ones that are divided back, a little older, takes a little bit more time, but this is where I grab from. So these are already scanned and ready to go. Extra sleeves, laptop bag. That shelf right there is for Sal. That's his food. I'll put it down there. Over here is my MacBook, and I use this for different things. It's great for videos, but I do a lot of editing on the other one, but I'll do some stuff on here. This monitor here is tied to the Epson and my network, and it's controlled by that little computer down there. Not a lot of power, not a lot of space, but it does the Epson. I need to get a bigger cord so I can tie it there and I'll use it more, but right now it works fine. But what you're seeing there, that's glass wire. That's checking my internet, I had a lot of problems when I first put that stuff in, and I would monitor that, and I could tell the technician, no, I'm not seeing what you're telling me. And that's my background, so I'll bring that up. It'll tell me different things. I don't subscribe to it. It has a nag screen that pops up every so often with glass wire. That's the free version. Does what I needed to do, looking for, I had red going all over the place until they tuned it up. Down here, or over here, this is my scanners. I just got some display stuff up here, some stuff here you see on videos. There's a book that I use, but then I have my Epsons on the shelf, and that's the mouse for that computer, and that Epson is tied to that computer. And then I have the Fujitsu. This was the first scanner I bought. I prefer to use the Epson. This one's wireless, but since I don't have the space on that one, right now I tend to use this one when I have a lot. If I have singles, it always goes in the Epson. So that's the scanner, so I don't have to worry about that. Down here are the filler cards. These are all scanned. These don't need a lot of research. They're basically cows, stuff like that. I can grab a handful of those and list them pretty quick out of the way. Some albums I picked up over time. So basically, that's the setup I have for my scanners. I just roll my chair back. Behind me, you'll see in the videos, is a little setup I put together. Just random cards. These are the Halloween cards I got. I don't know if you guys see that. Prodigy. I found a Prodigy floppy disk. Different things. I got this listed. It didn't fit in the box. I sort of hear some books I use. These are disaster cards I have listed of mine disaster. I always keep extra stamps. These are for cigarette cards. These are for trade cards. There's some rigid mailer, semi-rigid, different things. These are sleeves. These are Continental. These are first day cover, and these are 5x7. eBay envelopes, AquaSwift envelopes. I can put about a little over 700 down here. So when I get 2 boxes and stuff, these are more sleeves. The standard sleeves, probably about 8 to 10,000 here. So I got about 20,000 sleeves in house. And when this goes down and I bring that other box over, I'll end up buying probably 2 or 3 more cases of those. These are for 8x10 boards and envelopes. Other packing stuff that I use down here. So if you notice, everything that I use to pack is right behind me. Over here is different things I use. I bought these for the panoramic postcards. I just had a free thing with eBay, so I just bought a box of those. Don't use them that often, but they sit there. These are just blanks I use for the cards that I have on Ko-Fi. These are the eras. I got a few stickers I did one time. This is the stamp box. So when people order those, they're right here. Some other blanks. These are index cards. I use these a lot to write on. real cheap. I get a bunch of those at a time. Size of a postcard, so if I want to test print something or write on them, write something, I just grab a little notepad on there. This is from calendar from Ken from Epic Treasure. He's a professional photographer. He did this, so I got one of those. And then up there, Popeye sent that one. That's Picnic Postcards. That's one from Shiverbones. I forgot the guy's name. Popeye sent, so those were special cards to me. That was some envelopes that just fell. And then just stuff around there. And that's what happens when you move stuff. But and down here is my flea market bucket I always talk about. This is a bucket under my desk. When I'm listing cards and they're damaged, or I'm not going to list them, like I'm not going to list this, "May thy path be ever blessed." That goes in there, and it goes to the flea market in there. But nice chair I got, lazy boy thing, works great, no problems. And another thing I put down here, these are glass roller pads. These are tempered glass that my chair rolls on. I got 2 of them so I don't wear out the carpet, and those other ones I always wear out. So these are tempered glass. I've actually dropped heavy stuff on them and it doesn't break. So that's everything in the office. Any questions about anything or anything you see that I missed, just let me know. Hope it helps. I love looking at other people's setups, so I thought I would do this video and update it from the one I did about 1.5 years ago. So let's get back to the video for the ending. Okay, so that's where I work every day, is in my office here. It's in the basement, and when the basement was done, I'll show you a couple little snapshots here, but I designed basically the layout of the basement and the electrical and stuff like that. Then the contractor came in, the electricians came in. When we first bought the house, it was nothing but a cement basement. Cement walls, cement basement. And they put it all together like this. Even with the fish room, which I'm going to do a video later this year on, was all designed with the idea of having moisture in there. And you'll see what I did in there. But it took them, I think they dropped their tools about 5-6 weeks to do this. And it was a crew of about 3 or 4 people. And he just did a super job. We couldn't ask for a better contractor. But thanks for watching. Got any questions? Leave them in the comments or send me a message to contact@SMPostcards.com. And I'll get back to you with an answer or a link. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.